Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gallatin, Tennessee, the campus of Volunteer State Community College, where we're running a little bit late, but we're going to play some baseball here between the Pioneers of Volunteer State and the Green Jays of Jackson State. Thanks for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter today. This is Tim Reese. Today is Game 1 of the three-game series, the 7th conference series of the year. Two more after this weekend to wrap up the 2023 season. Pioneers come in with a 24-17 record, 8-10 in conference play. The Green Jays of Jackson State come in with a 5-27 record. They are 2-15 in conference play. Pioneers currently are in 8th place, right ahead of Jackson State in 9th place. Walter State leads not only the country as the number 1 team, but are 14-3 and number 1 in the TCCAA. Following them, Chattanooga State 13-5. Dyersburg State and Columbia State are tied for 3rd place with a 10-6 conference record. Cleveland State, who is the opponent of the Pioneers next weekend, come in at 9-7, and Southwest Tennessee, who was last weekend opponent for Vol State, is at 10-8. And Motlow State comes in at 8-9, a half a game ahead of Vol State. And Motlow State will come here to Gallatin in the last weekend of the year to face the Pioneers. Let's get right to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups before our umpires come out. Big thanks to Toyota of Gallatin for the donation that led to the brand spanking new scoreboards this year, not only for Vol State baseball, also for softball, and yet to be placed in the Pickle Fieldhouse, the new scoreboards for men's and women's basketball. So thanks to Toyota of Gallatin, which is right across the street from the eastern entrance to Vol State, which is the entrance that if you're coming to the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex, that would be the entrance you would come to. So when you pull up, there's Toyota of Gallatin right across the street. So thanks to Eric Carr and Jake Thompson, general manager and general sales manager over there. So now the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups, first for the Green Jays of Jackson State. Garrett Bird will lead off and play center field. Nomar Puerto Rodriguez, the shortstop, batting second. Michael Bell hitting third and playing left field. Chris Godwin is at first base hitting cleanup. Jared Gurdon, the right fielder, batting fifth. Jake Hearn at third base. He will bat sixth. The DH and number 7 hole hitter, Jacob Bryant. Michael Romagno, the catcher, and bat eighth. Galvin Sims, Jr., will play second base and bat ninth. And on the mound for the Green Jays, Jason Ham with a record of 1-4 and a 9.79 ERA. And he will face the Pioneers lineup that goes like this. Leading off, Corbin Overbay playing second base, getting his first conference start of the year. Jake Burris batting second. Playing center field, Landon Godsey at first base, batting third. Jace Mizell playing right field, hitting cleanup. Carter Vrabel at third base, batting fifth. Tanner Bumbelow is the DH for Vol State today, and he will hit sixth. Braden Vineyard will be behind the plate and bat seventh. Matt Hall, the shortstop, batting eighth. And big Jay Sharla out in left field, hitting ninth. And on the mound for his 11th appearance and start of the year, Country Cade McKee, left-hand pitcher, redshirt sophomore, 5'11", 195 pounds from Georgetown, Kentucky. He has a 2-3 record, 49 in the third innings, giving up 60 hits, 30 runs, 23 earned, 19 walks, 42 strikeouts, a 4.20 ERA for Cade McKee. So you see head coach Jim McGuire and head coach Michael Winders out meeting with our umpires. Home plate umpire today, Devin Flanagan. Base umpire, Wayne Seeley. So we are about set 2 hours after original game time as a thunderstorm rolled through Middle Tennessee, or at least here in Sumner County, Gallatin, Tennessee, at approximately 2:15 through about 3 o'clock, 3:15. The tarp was on the field if you joined us earlier at the original game time. And the tarp was, actually that rain came in earlier than that because they pulled the tarp off at about 2:15. So that rain was over earlier than that, as Tyler Holsworth is checking my timing on that. He just shows up with his sandwich here at 4 o'clock. Wasn't anywhere around, nowhere to be found at 2 o'clock, original game time. Taking a nap, Tyler Holsworth, our Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard operator, part of the press box gang. Alex Qualls, the public address announcer, DJ extraordinaire, DJ Qualls. And then a frequent visitor to the press box, Michael Franklin, Stewart's Creeker. Who else we got? We got somebody else back there in the corner? Logan Kimberlin over there eating some Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Welcome to the MGM Industries, the Right Rug Flooring, newly remodeled press box. If you get here early enough and you just want a tour of it like Chuck and Elaine Vrabel did, Carter Vrabel's grandparents, I gave them the nickel tour today as they are in visiting this weekend just to see Carter. They're headed on back to Akron, Ohio. Sherry Burris and Dave Holbrook are also down from the Grove City, Ohio. Sherry, the mother of center fielder Jake Burris, is here. If you know the email address, you want to let us know if you're listening while you're here at the park. treesesports@gmail.com. I'll give you a shout out even if you are here at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. You'd look outside now and you'd have no idea that it poured down rain here. There's going to be some wet spots out in the outfield. The infield looks gorgeous. Pioneers will play a doubleheader beginning at noon tomorrow, weather permitting. Understand there might be some rain coming in tonight. I'm sure the field will be tarped as the players leave this afternoon or this evening, as game time is at 4. 9-inning ball game should finish somewhere around 7 o'clock. Lights will be on. So there might be a little bit of glare on the windows, these MGM Industries windows. Might have to figure out a conglomeration of these cameras to have them show through as we lift the windows up. But we are seconds away from our national anthem. I'll put our mute for the national anthem up so that you'll know why there is no sound. And Alex Qualls says, play ball. Country Cade McKee for his 11th start of the year. Georgetown, Kentucky, Scott County High School. A Cardinal, son of Jim McKee and Sherry Beth Mullenix, and little baby brother to Clay and Colby. There's a grandpa and a grandma and a pops and nan, all in Cynthiana, Kentucky. 2023 looking a lot different than 2022 did for Cade McKee, the redshirt sophomore. 9 appearances a year ago, all one-inning stints in relief. All 10 of his appearances this year have been as a starter. The last 2 appearances for Cade McKee, he's gone 7 innings. Had a no decision against Walter State. And a win against Southwest Tennessee. He pitched the 9-inning game on Thursday. No, that was Friday. That was the game that the Pioneers hit 6 solo home runs to hang on to a 6-5 win over the Salukis of Southwest Tennessee. Pioneers ended up losing games 2 and 3, which are the doubleheader on Saturday, and fell to 8 and 10 in conference play. Leading off for the Green Jays is Garrett Bird. Bird, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Martin, Tennessee, Westview High School. First pitch from McKee is in there for a called strike. We are underway at 4:03 p.m. Central Time. Called strike on the outside corner. McKee ahead in the count to Garrett Bird. Pitch misses just a little bit outside. Wind blowing out here today in dead center field. Bird able to get out of the way of that inside fastball. 71 degrees, partly cloudy. 2-2 pitch is fouled off to the right side, and the bat slips out of Garrett Bird's hands. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bird playing in his 32nd game of the year. He has played in all but 1 ball game for Jackson State. 32 hits in those 31 games, hitting .327. Fouls that one down toward the Jackson State bullpen. Takes 1 hop and goes into the bullpen. Bird a double, 2 triples, and 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. 21 RBIs leads the squad. Also leads in strikeouts. Rips one down the third base line, and that goes foul right in front of the Pioneers bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, driven out to center field. Back goes Burris. It will look up and see that one sail over the center field fence. I told you that wind was blowing, and Garrett Bird has just given the Green Jays a 1-0 lead. I don't think Burris thought that was heading out when he started turning around, but he turned around and I was hoping that ball was going to hit off the screen. So 1-0. There's a ground ball in the hole. Matt Hall backhands, steps and throws, but he will not get Nomar Puerto Rodriguez. There's an infield single on the first pitch that Puerto Rodriguez sees. From Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, sophomore for Jackson State. Michael Bell steps in, the left fielder for Jackson State. He will square to bunt, pulls the bat back, but pitch is called a strike. Garrett Bird's 7th home run, and that leads Jackson State. Adds a ground ball to second. Probably too slow to turn two. Overbay throws over to second base to get the lead runner. The return throw not in time. There's the first out of the inning. So Puerto Rodriguez is erased at second base. Michael Bell on the fielder's choice. Brings Chris Godwin to the plate. Is he wearing 23 or is he wearing 22 there, Qualls? Because I've got a discrepancy going here. I need to find out which number he actually is. He swings and pops one up into the infield. He's actually wearing number 22. I think they wrote it onto the lineup card wrong. Corbin Overbay makes the catch for out number 2. So he is actually number 22. Pop out to the second baseman for out number 2. Brings up Jared Gurdon, the right fielder, 5-hole hitter. Garrett Bird hit that ball pretty well, but the leadoff solo home run. But if that wind's not blowing straight out center field, that's going to probably hit off the wall. Just hope that wind's going when the Pioneers step to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. They were 1 out away. Cade McKee, fastball misses high and away for ball 1. Gurdon, a 6'1", 215-pound freshman. Breaking pitch on the inside corner, called strike. Gurdon from New Bern, Tennessee, which is near Dyersburg. Went to Dyer County High School. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Down goes Gurdon on strikes. But the Green Jays score first in the top of the first inning. 1 run, a solo home run. No errors, 1 runner left on base. Heading to the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers have a new leadoff batter here in game one of conference play. Corbin Overbay will lead off where normally Logan Molnar would be positioned, but he is out due to injury. Yet to be determined as to how long he is out. Corbin Overbay, a freshman, looks at the first pitch from Jason Ham. Ball high. Overbay, 5'9", 165-pound freshman from Sevierville, Tennessee, Sevier County. He swings at that second offering and pops one up that will just get out of play toward the right field or first base bleachers. Overbay, a business major, the son of Drew and Heather Overbay, his older sister Jensen, and a mamaw in Sevierville. Playing second base. Swings at that one, and he will muscle one out into left field for a base hit. He's not waiting to swing that bat. He is seeing something get up there, and he is hammering away. Just got enough of that one to get it out into the outfield. Playing in his 6th game of the year. It's his 3rd collegiate hit. Now in 5 at-bats. Jake Burris steps in. First pitch to Burris, misses low and away. Overbay had his first start of the year. Got his first stolen base. That pitch misses outside. Jake Burris playing in game number 117 as a Pioneer. It's 76 games between 2021 and 2022. This is game number 41 as he takes a JV hack at a 2-0 pitch. Comes up empty. From the Grove City, Ohio, eastern part of Columbus, Ohio, I believe. Looked it up once. I apparently don't remember it. There's a drive into left center field. That will get down and roll to the wall. Corbin Overbay will round third base. Coach McGuire with the windmill going on the right arm, and 2 batters in. The Pioneers have tied this ball game up. Jake Burris with a run-scoring double. There's the Framework Athletics first run of the game for the Pioneers. Corbin Overbay scores all the way from first base. And now Landon Godsey steps in. I haven't even opened my window for my field mic. Got to get that going. Folks still filing into the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Plenty of good seats still available. MGM Industries foul ball off the bat of Landon Godsey. The Belmont University commit. Godsey playing in every game for the Pioneers this year. Game number 42 for the Pioneers. Game number 42 for Landon Godsey. See the fastball in there for a called strike. Jason Ham on the mound for Jackson State from Spring Hill, Tennessee. Went to Spring Hill High School, 5'11", 170-pound freshman. Getting the start here in game 1. It's a slider that gets down into the dirt, blocked by Romagno, the catcher. Michael Romagno from Murfreesboro Siegel High School. Transfer from Dyersburg State. 5'10", 180-pound freshman. Burris off and running. There's another ball lifted out into left field. That'll drop in front of Michael Bell. Jake Burris will hold up He was unsure as to whether Bell was going to be able to come in and make the catch. Line to line, runners at the corners. Big shout out to Bill Marbut and Stephen Dotson over at Line to Line and Game Time Sports Fields for their support of Vol State baseball. So 3 hits in a row for the Pioneers. Scores 1 run and puts runners at the corners. Jace Mizell steps in. An RBI opportunity, and he drives one to deep right center field. This could be a 3-home run shot, and it is. Jace Mizell did not wait to take the home run lead in the TCCAA. He was tied with, I believe it was Daniel Ortiz with the home run lead. Nope, Ortiz already hit his 13th, so Mizell has just tied him. Pioneers now lead 4-1. There's still nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. And Carter Vrabel drives one to left field, and that's going to get out of here. He doesn't wait. Carter Vrabel with his 8th home run with his Akron, Ohio grandparents. Chuck and Elaine sitting right behind home plate. He gets a hold of that one. Solo shot, his 8th of the year. Pioneers now lead 5-1. Tanner Bumbalow steps in from the left side. Nashville Overton High School. 1 ball, 1 strike to the designated hitter. 5 straight hits. There's a called strike. Bumbalow now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corbin Overbay singled, Jake Burris doubled, Landon Godsey singled, and back-to-back home runs for Jace Mizell and Carter Vrabel, teammates and roommates, as Bumbalow lines that one down off the brick wall right in front of the Pioneer bullpen. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch grounded to first base, took a little bit of a hop. Chris Godwin thought he was in front of it, ended up hopping to his left, and he gloves and steps on first base for out number 1. Braden Vineyard will step to the plate. Number 37. Pioneers with 5 runs and 5 hits. Getting off to a fast start. And Vineyard will take the first pitch that he sees from Ham, and he'll wear it. That is Vineyard's 4th bruise of the year, and out of the Green Jays dugout will come head coach Michael Winders. First hit batter by Jason Ham. Ham has pitched in the last 5 conference series. 5 appearances, 4 of those were starts. Went 2 2/3 innings against Cleveland State, 4 1/3 against Walters State, 5 innings versus Columbia, 4 innings versus Dyersburg, and 6 innings in his last appearance against Chattanooga State. He had 1 win, and that was against Columbia State, and 3 losses. And the very first appearance against Cleveland State was in relief. So the statistics on the National Junior College website are not correct. But I went through and looked at each of their games and came up with the correct won-loss records for these pitchers. And he comes in with a 1-4 record with one complete game. Now facing Matt Hall, the 8th batter to come to the plate with 1 out and 5 in. First pitch to Hall misses just outside. Devin Flanagan, our home plate umpire, and Wayne Seeley out on the bases. These two will be back for tomorrow. Well, Matt Hall looks at a called strike. Nobody warming in the Jackson State bullpen as of right now. Vineyard leads off at first with 1 out. There's a ball sliced off of the wall right next to the Jackson State dugout. A year ago, these dugouts did not have screening and padding in front of it. You took your life in your own hands to stand at the railing to watch the ball game, but at least now the probably 2/3 of your body's protected. Still get on you pretty quick. That pitch just above the letters for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Hall from Lexington, Kentucky. Sophomore, playing in game number 21. Playing shortstop. Just missed. Brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. Logan Molnar, the shortstop for the last 20 games for the Pioneers, out with injury at shoulder problem, and Ethan Huddleston, who left game 2 of Southwest Tennessee last weekend, is also out. Throw over to first base. Vineyard back in time. So both the middle infielders, Logan Molnar and Ethan Huddleston, out for today. Huddleston may be back for tomorrow. 3-2 pitch is driven foul down into the parking lot on campus. It's our first full count, first pitch foul ball of the day. The numbers have been rising over the last couple weeks. We were hovering around 43, 44%. Tyler Holsworth, we're now over 50% for the year. There's a drive out to center field. Could Matt Hall have just bowed up and hit one out of here? He did not. Garrett Bird makes the catch at the warning track. I thought Matt Hall's first collegiate home run was going to be on a dead center field shot. He got into that one. That is out number 2. And it brings to the plate Big Jay Sharla as a 9th batter to come to the plate, facing Jason Ham, a right-hander from Middle Tennessee. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Hello to Jake and Delyn Sharla. And he will take one between the 3 and the 5. That's big numbers on the back of that shirt. That is Sharla's 5th bruise of the year. And it brings Corbin Overbay back to the dish, where he muscle run out into left center field to lead this ball game off for the Pioneers.
Now batting, number 25, Corbin Overbay.
Overbay hadn't gotten into too many ball games until the last week. It's when you hear a different walk-up song, it's kind of interesting. That ball stays inside. He came in for Logan Molnar when Logan was injured, I believe stealing third base. No, it was on a pass ball. He got over to third base, and Corbin ended up coming in for him. There's a fastball at the knees, called strike. Corbin was hit by a pitch twice his first 2 at-bats. Not twice in one at-bat. That really wouldn't be fair, would it? 2 hit batters, and then he got a single, and then he started the next game against Lake Erie Academy. Walks, flies out the right, and then flies one way out of here to left field for his first collegiate home run. So he's now 2 for his last 2. Now looking at a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 guys on. He will go down looking on a nice pitch by Ham. Pioneers send 10 to the plate and score 5 of them. Take a 5-1 lead over Jackson State. We are scheduled for 9 innings here in game 1 of the series. Pioneers lead 5-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back in Gallatin, Tennessee on the campus of Volunteer State Community College, where the Pioneers taking a 5-1 lead. 5 straight hits for Vol State in the bottom of the first inning. Single, double, single. Home run, the big blow. The 3-run jack by Jace Mizell, his 13th of the year, which is tied for the lead in TCCAA. Cade McKee out on the mound to face 6, 7, and 8 in the top of the second inning. First pitch swinging, Jake Hearn, the third baseman, fouls that one off. Jake Hearn from Henning, Tennessee, Ripley High School, 6 foot, 180-pound freshman. And he is a two-way player. Might see him on the mound, and now looking at an 0-2 count from that left arm of country Cade McKee. Jake Hearn playing in game 16. Some of those are as a pitcher. He has 1 hit in 12 official at-bats as an offensive player. 1-2 pitch. This is low and outside. Garrett Bird hit his 7th home run of the season, leading off the first inning. McKee misses with that one outside. Full Count Ministries, full count. Stay tuned after the game for the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Swing and a miss. For strike 3. I was waiting for home plate umpire to tell me whether or not he foul tipped that, but does not appear as though he has, or he did. Cade McKee, not Jake McKee, has now struck out the last 2 batters that he's faced. Jacob Bryant, the DH, steps in. Got a change on the scoreboard. Logan Kimberlin taking over for Tyler Holsworth. What did he have, a hair appointment or a water bottle problem? Another swing and a miss down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes is Jacob Bryant, 6 foot, 190-pound freshman from Medina, Tennessee. South Gibson High School. I think they got 4 guys on this Green Jay roster from South Gibson High School. Pops one up into shallow center field. Burris started back. Now he'll come in and then make the one-handed grab for out number 2. He now put down the last 4 batters after giving up back-to-back hits. Solo home run and an infield single. And fielder's choice, pop up to the second baseman, strikeout to end inning number 1, and here to start off inning 2, strikeout and a fly out to center field. Michael Romagno, the catcher, looks at a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Romagno from Siegel High School, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Lifted out to right field. Jace Mizell will come in and make the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Country Cade McKee. That's what you want to do after your team gets you 5 runs and a 4-run cushion. Pioneers will send up 2, 3, and 4 in the bottom of the second. You're listening to Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Shout out to the Charlas, Jake and DeLynn, on their way to UT Chattanooga to watch their daughter Rainey perform in the Greek show. They'll be here in attendance tomorrow, so be good to see them. Becky Kell, the mother of Braden Kell, pitching coach for the Pioneers, checked in via email as well. Jake Burris is in there for breaking pitch that he watched. Apparently it gets over the outside portion of the plate. Burris doubled in the left center field, drove in the Framework Athletics first run of the game. Just missed inside. Magno is keeping Jason Ham loose out there on the mound. Watch where some of these throws are going. Ham back out for inning number 2. Now down in the count, 2 balls and a strike. So Becky Kell has come in. I think she is up in Maryland, but she's here in Middle Tennessee this weekend. Welcome in. Burris steps back away from that fastball. And Dave Eatman checked in down in Florida. Father of Noah. Foul ball off to the right side. A MGM Industries foul ball. If you're keeping track, we've only had one ball come in, hit the windows, the brand new windows from MGM Industries. We have a full count to the number 2 hitter in the Pioneers lineup, Jake Burris. He will drive one off the foot of Jason Ham. That ball was headed into center field for all the world, but Ham, who will be checked on by Wayne Seeley. Looks like we're playing in the middle of the dark here. I'm going to have to do something with my camera to brighten things up a little bit, but I'm not a camera operator. So Jake Burris now 2 for 2. Infield single and double into left center field gap. Landon Godsey dumped a single into left center field in the first inning and scored on Jace Mizell's 3-run home run. Steps in. Pitch misses the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Like Ham may have taken something off of that pitch. Nice pitch right on that outside corner. Landon Godsey now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dave and Monique Eatman down in Parrish, Florida. Thank you for the email, Dave. Say go Nears. Fouled off to the right side. That'll get out of play. Near the pavilion that tomorrow will be used for Alumni Day. Alumni Day has snuck up on me. Any of you Vol State baseball alum, show up tomorrow sometime after 10 a.m. before the noon start time. Throw over to first base. Burris back in time. And athletic director Bobby Hudson will cook you a hamburger or a hot dog. There'll be food. Call your buddies and invite them out. Should be a beautiful day tomorrow here at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. 1-2 pitch stays high. Coach McGuire has indicated he's been in email contact with many of the alumni and hoping that there'll be a good group of you that will show up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Pitch sails way outside. And the second full count Ministries full count. Burris did hit that full count pitch up the middle. That one went fair. So we're 1 for 2 on foul balls. Right at the junior college average. Runner goes. That pitch is lifted out to right field, sending back Jared Gurdon, who will make the catch. Jake Burris will scamper back to first base. 1 out. So a no on our full count first pitch foul ball. Jace Mizell, the recent commitment to Trevecca Nazarene University. Redshirt sophomore steps to the plate. Transfer from Wabash Valley College. He swings and it's a healthy hack at that one, but comes up empty. The former Paducah Chief. Played in the Ohio Valley League a couple of years ago. Transferred along with his former teammate at Wabash Valley, Carter Vrabel. They're both in their second year under head coach Jim McGuire, and 2 excellent pickups by Coach McGuire as he rolled into town here in Gallatin. Young men have had excellent years. Jace Mizell's having an MVP type year, he and Landon Godsey. Mizell comes in with a .343 average. That's gone up with a 3-run home run, his 13th of the year. He's been on a home run tear. Hits one high, and that will get to center field. Regular depth is Garrett Bird out there, backing up a little bit and makes the catch for out number 2. Burris on at first base with a leadoff infield single. Still standing at first base, hoping that Carter Vrabel will be able to knock him in. Vrabel hit a solo home run, his 8th of the year, to put the 5th run up on the board for Vol State. From Father Ryan High School, does not swing in this first pitch, and that ball gets through the wickets. Jake Burrows takes a big lead, or round second base. But Romagno able to get that ball, get it back to the pitcher. A wild pitch moves Burris to second base. In scoring position now for Carter Vrabel. Vrabel, Godsey, and Mizell have played in all now 42 games this year for Vol State. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. The only 3 to play in every game. Jacob Burris has played in 1 less. This is his 41st game of the year. Ethan Huddleston played in 35 games. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch in there for a called strike. If you like the high fastball, that was the pitch you were looking for. I think Carter actually likes him a little bit lower. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Burris at second. Just missed. Third baseman Jake Hearn was heading on into the dugout. Michael Bell in left, Garrett Bird in center, Jared Gurdon in right, Jake Hearn, Nomar Pierto Rodriguez on the left side of the infield, Galvin Sims Jr. and Chris Godwin on the right side. Michael Romagno, as that ball is just fouled down the third baseline. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Romagno and Jason Ham are the battery for Jackson State. Ball State with 5 in the bottom of the first after Jackson State took the lead on a solo home run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Burris goes, and the pitch is fouled back. Off-speed pitch. Vrabel now with 33 hits and 128 at-bats. Be over 250, just a scotch over 250. Now 8 home runs, 27 RBIs. Coming into today, he had played in just as many games as he did a year ago, 41. Drives that one out to left field, and in comes left fielder and Michael Bell, and then he has to retreat a couple steps and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 2. Scheduled for 9. Pioneers lead 5-1. You're listening to Pioneer Baseball on Ball State Sports Network. Top of the third we go. Cade McKee out on the mound for the Pioneers. We'll face 9-1-2. First pitch misses down low to Galvin Sims Jr. Transfer from Dyersburg State. from Memphis, Tennessee, and he'll look at a breaking pitch over for a called strike. Whitehaven High School, 6 foot, 205-pound freshman. A lot of freshmen on this Jackson State team. There's a ground ball that will hit off the base and pop straight up in the air. Carter Vrabel has no chance. That'll be an infield single. College, as far as I know, still has the regular size bases. You're going to see in major leagues the ball hitting the infield a lot more often, but that's the third hit for Jackson State. And leadoff batter Garrett Bird steps in. He hit his 7th home run of the season in the top of the first inning. Kay McKee looking for a ground ball to a middle infielder, and there's a fastball inside corner called strike. Nice action on that fastball. There's a drive out to center field. Back goes Burris, and he's looking up. That will one-hop the fence. That'll be at least 2-bagger, and Sims will hold up at third. Garrett Bird now 2 for 2 with a home run and the double. Good-looking hitter. Driven 2 balls to dead center field.
Now batting, number 12, Nomar Pierto.
Nomar Pierto steps in. That is Garrett Bird. Amazingly, that's only his 2nd double of the year. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Pierto pops one up in the infield. Corbin Overbay out into the grass will make the catch and run it back in. That's the first out of the 3rd inning. Pierto reached on an infield single in the 1st inning, but was forced out at second base.
Number 9, Michael Bell.
Michael Bell grounded into that force out. Hit a ground ball to Overbay at second. Was able to get the force at second base. Swing and a miss. Bell is a sophomore. He's also from South Gibson High School, Medina, Tennessee. 5'9", 180-pound left fielder. He looks at called strike 2. Big Jay Charla in left, Jake Burris in center, and Jace Mizell, the 3 J's, out in the outfield. Jace Mizell in right. MGM Industries, foul ball off to the right side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Michael Bell playing in only his 15th game of the year. Wonder if he had an injury earlier. Came in with 14 hits, 4 doubles, 11 RBIs. That pitch sails way over his head. Braden Vineyard will try to throw to the plate. They've got the runner at third base on a good throw, and he is back at third base. Landon Gotze was backing up the throw from Braden Vineyard. A lot happened on that play right there. That wild pitch scores the 2nd run as Galvin Sims able to come in on the wild pitch. Garrett Bird got down to third base, but he almost crept off a little bit too far. Landon Gotze was backing up the throw from Vineyard. Made a throw to Carter Vrabel, who made a nice play just to corral that ball at third while trying to make a tag as Bell just gets a piece of that one. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Garrett Bird is at third base. Still only 1 out. Infield playing in regular depth with the 3-run lead. Swinging a drive into left center field. That'll get down for an RBI and roll to the wall. Burris will get it back in, throw it to the bag, and Bell just gets in ahead of the throw. Drives into third run. The third hit of the inning and fifth hit of the game for
Chris Godwin.
Jackson State. Chris Godwin, who popped up to Corbin Overbay at second base, which was actually right behind Landon Godsey. He looks at the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. McKee will give up some hits. He just seems to get the outs when he needs to. Comes in with a 4.20 ERA. That pitch fouled off. Now heading the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Godwin hit the first pitch that he saw in his first at-bat. 6 foot, 200-pound freshman from Covington, Tennessee, went to Covington High School. The first baseman for Jackson State just misses outside with that breaking pitch. McKee actually had a no decision against Walter State as he falls down on the strike 3 call. Makes it less embarrassing when you actually get the strike 3 call. After falling down, I'm sure base umpire Wayne Seeley's giving it to him.
Now batting.
Third strikeout for McKee. Brings Jared Gurdon to the plate. He was the first strikeout victim of McKee in the first inning. Strike called at the knees. Jared Gurdon, G-U-R-D-E-N. That one just a little bit too low. Time is called as the ball gets out of the Jackson State bullpen, as there is action now down that right field line. It must have been the only baseball that they had. First base coach tosses the baseball into the dugout, and catcher coming out of the bullpen saying, hey, we need that back. There's a breaking pitch. Almost clipped Gurdon. Lady Pioneers playing against the Lady Green Jays across campus. Lady Pioneers ranked number 18 in the country. 3 teams in the TCCAA. As Gurdon looked like he was trying to call timeout. Either that or he's waving to somebody behind home plate. Pretty sure that wasn't it. Home plate umpire did not grant timeout. Gurdon now looking at a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs and a runner at second. An infield single, a double to the wall, and then another double to the wall. Produced 2 runs. Of a Full Count Ministries full count. If anybody's got a particular Bible verse that they want to be the Full Count Ministries verse of the game, send me the email at treesesports@gmail.com. That ball's lifted down the right field line, and it is twisting and turning and curving. Foul. Put up the email address here just for a bit, treesesports@gmail.com. You have a Bible verse that you'd like me to read for our Full Count Ministries Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Swing and a miss, and McKee ends the inning with another strikeout. Jackson State scores 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We're through 2.5 and got a high scoring game here so far, 5-3. Pioneers coming to the plate. You're listening to Pioneer Baseball on Ball State Sports Network. Tanner Bumbleow, Braden Vineyard, and Matt Hall scheduled for the Pioneers to face Jason Ham on for his 3rd inning of work. Gave up 5 hits to the first 5 batters that he faced. Then hit 2 batters, all in the 1st inning. Faced 10, 5 came in to score as he gets one on the outside corner for a called strike to the redshirt freshman DH, Tanner Bumbleow. Hit a ball hard down to first baseman Chris Godwin in the 1st inning, but he was the first out. Looking to get the bottom of the 3rd started for the Pioneers. Bumbleow injured for the early part of the season, now playing in game number 10. He's got a couple appearances on the mound, along with appearances as a DH. Comes in hitting .235, 4 hits and 17 at-bats, 1 double, a home run, 5 RBIs. Now looking at a 3-ball, 1-strike count. That's lifted into center field. Back goes Bird, and he will backpedal to the warning track to make the catch for out number 1. Braden Vineyard, who was plunked in his first plate appearance, steps in. Sophomore from Paducah, Kentucky. Fastball sails high and away. Vineyard playing in game number 30. Hitting .232 coming in. Ground ball up the middle. Sims over to his right. Gloves and throws on to first base for out number 2. Well placed at second base there was Galvin Sims Jr. So 2 outs. Matt Hall steps to the plate.
Number 2, Matt Hall.
Hall flew out to deep center field, and his first at bat was the 2nd out, and just a back bend away from that fastball. I don't have the statistics on how many hit batters that the opposing team has hit. I keep up with Pioneers pitchers, but I'm guessing Ham, with what I've seen here in almost 3 innings, he's probably hit a few this year. That one tapped just past the Pioneer dugout. 60 batters have been plunked by Green Jays pitching. That slider gets in there. Called strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Sun making its appearance again. And that is no swing. Thought it was going to be a called strike 3, but Devin Flanagan says no. Then they checked with Wayne Seeley down at first base. He says no, he did not go. Well, but Full Count Ministries, full count to Matt Hall. Drives one out to left field. Back goes Michael Bell. He's turned around, and that ball will get onto the warning track. Matt Hall will pick up his second extra base hit. Throw comes into the bag, but a 2-out double for Matt Hall. A no on a full count first pitch foul ball, but a double for Matt Hall, his second of the year.
Now batting, number 35, Jay Charlotte.
Matt Hall got into that one. Put that one over the head of left fielder Michael Bell. Big Jay Charlotte steps in. Swing and a miss. Charlotte, I believe, was the first pitch that he saw. Took it straight in the back. Pops that one up. That could be playable, but it might be trouble. And that will fall in fair territory, and that will be an RBI single by Jay Charlotte, who's standing on at first base with 2 outs. Matt Hall running all the way. And the Pioneers now take a 6-3 lead.
Now batting, number 25, Corbin.
So a 2-out knock by Jay Charlotte brings Corbin Overbay to the plate. And out of the dugout is head coach Michael Winders. And that may be the end of the day for Jason Ham. There was somebody warming up. I think he's still down there. Now the bullpen catcher puts his helmet on. Says, okay, maybe we need to get heated up here. That's now 8 hits for the Pioneers. And Jason Ham going to stay in the game. Not sure what that discussion could have been about, but Pioneers with 5 runs in the first and now 1 in the third. There's a drive down the left field line, but that will get into the in and out maybe of the Pioneer bullpen, or maybe it just didn't even get to it. Who was that did that leap over there, Logan? Chase Birdwell did this, the straight up jump over the bullpen fence. No need to use that gate when you can just flat-footed stand and jump over a 3.5-foot fence. And there's the third plunking of the ball game by Jason Ham. That puts runners at first and second. That one got up a little bit higher than the other ones. The third hit batter puts runners now at first and second with 2 outs. And Jake Burris, who's 2 for 2, stepping in with his mom down from Grove City, Ohio. Sherry Burris and Dave Holbrook in attendance. I see him standing over there by the picnic bench on the other side of the Pioneers dugout. Burris hits a ground ball to Hopper to Sims, who goes the short way and gets the force out at second base. Pioneers with 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. After 3, third of the way through, Pioneers lead 6-3. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Tim Reese back in Vol State campus in Gallatin, Tennessee. We move to the top of the fourth inning. Country Cade McKee out on the mound, the 6-3 lead. First pitch he delivers to Jake Hearn is swung on and missed. Hearn struck out swinging to lead off the second. Now swung and missed twice here in this at-bat. Jake Hearn, Jacob Bryant, and Michael Romagno due up for the Green Jays. They have 5 hits. Go along with their 3 runs. Hit the ball pretty well. Fouled off the screen. A lot of names crossed off of my roster that I put together. There's a pitch on the inside corner, and Jake Hearn will go down looking. So he was backing away from that fastball. That's the 5th strikeout for Cade McKee. The first out here in the 4th. Jacob Bryan, who flew out to center field, steps to the plate. Jackson State comes in as a team hitting .250, which is 9th in the league. Pioneers .277, which is good for 6th in the league. Leading in most all offensive categories is Walter State, the #1 team in the country. They have a .357 batting average. Chattanooga State just 3 points behind at .354. Lifted up to left field. Back goes Charla. That ball's going a lot farther than I thought it was. The wind is blowing pretty well out to center field, which includes the ball probably going out to left field. Get that ball up in the air with a little bit of power behind it, and it will probably sail out of here, but 2 outs in the 4th.
Number 18, Michael Romagno.
Romagno flew out to Mizell to end the 2nd inning. McKee looking to put down the same 3 batters in the 4th that he did in the 2nd inning. Romagno, a recent add to Jackson State, was not on the squad this past fall when they came to the junior college showcase over at Lipscomb. Swing and a miss on the 2-0. Dave Holbrook just made mention of the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard out in left center field. Nice logo. Swinging a pop-up off to the right side, but that will get out of play. Get into the metal bleachers down the right field line. Can't really see it so well on the camera angle that we have, but has Vol State on the left side, and then the Vol State baseball logo in the middle, and then baseball to the right of that, kind of curved over the top and underneath the Toyota of Gallatin sign. That ball is sliced down the right field line, and that will drop in there for a base hit. Romagno, just like he took a slice out of one part of the baseball. 6th hit of the ball game for the Green Jays. Puts a runner at first base with 2 outs, and Galvin Sims steps to the plate.
Sims Jr.
Galvin had an infield single off the base at third base to lead off the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss on that pitch. just gets a piece of that one. Down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 55 stolen bases in 69 attempts for Jackson State. Pioneers, according to the stat website, as that ball is dropped out into right center field. Romagno will scoot on over to third base. Throw is over the bag at second, but Sims not able to move up. Puts runners now with 2 outs at first and third. Galvin Sims Jr. now 2 for 2. He's at the top of the order, Garrett Bird. It was a home run and a double.
Number 8, Garrett Bird.
Not the guy you want to see with runners in scoring position. Young man from Martin, Tennessee, Westview High School. That pitch comes close to hitting him. Bird almost kind of looked back like, hey, that did nip me. I might be okay to say, okay, go ahead. Go on down to first base. Two outs. Breaking pitch catches the inside corner. I don't record the actual pitch that a batter will hit, so I don't remember what Garrett Bird is driven out of here and driven to the wall in center field. But I'll tell you what, McKee is doing everything he can to keep it on the inside part of the strike zone. All 3 of those pitches have been inside. On deck, Nomar Puerto Rodriguez. That's the first pitch that was not inside, and that was fouled off to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 4th inning, Pioneers lead 6-3. And the 2-2 pitch, another inside fastball. Full count, Ministries full count on the pitch. Galvin Sims will be moving. Anything in the gap would score him. He does not have a very big lead. I guess he's going to get it after, as the throw is going to go over to first base. Scheduled for 9 innings here in game 1 of the 3-game set. Pioneers versus the Green Jays. Time called at the plate. Bird looked back. I wondered if he thought maybe the count wasn't right. Now I see he's got some eye issues. Wind has, looks like it's subsided just a hair. 3-2 pitch, and that will go inside for ball 4. That almost seemed like the intentional or unintentional intentional walk. First walk of the game by Cade McKee. Loads the bases.
Now batting, number 12, Nomar Puerto.
Time is called. Braden Kale, the pitching coach, will come out to talk to Cade McKee. Young Braden Kale, his first year as a pitching coach at Vol State. The son of Becky Kale. Mark Hall is checked in via the email. Mark and Tracy watching this afternoon's game, but planning on coming into town for tomorrow's doubleheader. Also checking in and watching, Granny and Marshall in Murfreesboro watching Big J Charlotte. Glad to have you checking out the broadcast on the Vol State Sports Network. So sophomore Nomar Puerto Rodriguez from Puerto Rico steps in with bases loaded and 2 outs. That pitch misses away. Nomar has an infield single and popped out to the second baseman. 1 for 2. There's a pitch. Catches the corner at the knees. Carter Vrabel at third. Matt Hall at short. Corbin Overbay at second. Landon Gotze at first. Braden Vineyard catching Cade McKee as that ball is cued over to the Green Jays dugout. Jackson State head coach Michael Winders, assistant coach Hayden Tapper. They have a student assistant, Garrett Taylor, who's at one time on the roster. Changeup misses low. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're Cade McKee, this is the pitch you want as the action pitch as time is called. Galvin Sims Jr. out at second base, asks for time to tie his shoes. Strikeout and a flyout led this inning off, and then a sliced single to right, a base hit to center. There's a ground ball to third. Vrabel up with a hop and throws over to Gotze for the 3rd out. As Cade McKee pitches around, 2 singles and a walk. Gives up no runs on 2 hits. No errors, 3 runners left on base. Headed to the bottom of the 4th, Pioneers still lead 6-3. You're listening and watching Pioneers baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Vol State, where the Pioneers have a 6-3 lead over Jackson State in game 1 of the 3-game conference series. Pioneers in 8th place in the conference, 8-10. Jackson State well behind in 9th at 2-15 mark. Landon Gotze, Jace Mizell, and Carter Vrabel to come to the plate for Vol State here in the bottom of the 4th. Off-speed pitch misses inside. Gotze 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 1st. Gotze now with a 5-game hitting streak. He drills one out to left center field. Garrett Bird is back, and he will leap and not make the catch. And that is a solo home run for Landon Gotze. He has been on a home run tear of late. He's got 3 in the last couple of weeks. Now 5 home runs as he hits one out to the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard to give the Pioneers a 7-3 lead. Jason Ham still out on the mound for Jackson State. Jace Mizell steps in. Slider misses away. Mizell 1 for 2. He hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Swings and fouls that at the plate. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. So Landon Godsey with his 5th long ball. One hopper to third baseman Jake Hearn. Throws on to first base to retire Jace Mizell. Carter Vrabel comes to the plate. He hit a solo shot. His 8th of the year in the first inning, 1 for 2. First pitch misses the zone. On deck, Tanner Bumbleau. Pioneers now with 7 home runs, 9 hits. That ball's lifted out to right center field. Garrett Bird, though, will make the catch about 2 steps shy of the wall. Vrabel vying for his 2nd long ball of the ball game. Jace Mizell's had 2 games this year with 2 home runs in the game.
Now batting, number 22.
I don't know if Carter Vrabel has a multi-home run game yet or not. Last year, I know he had a couple of them. 1 ball, no strike to Bumbleau. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the game. Had a good cut at that ball that sunk at the plate. Landon Godsey leads off the 4th inning with a solo home run. The next 2 are retired. Same pitch, and Bumbleau lays off of this one. On deck, Braden Vineyard. Five extra base hits for Vol State, 3 home runs. Bumbleau swings and fouls the 3-1 pitch off to get us to a Full Count Ministries full count. Coming into today's game, Jace Mizell was tied with the most extra base hits in the conference. Swing and a miss, and down goes Bumbleau. So after giving up the leadoff home run, Jason Ham comes back to retire the next 3 batters. That is his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 4 innings. Pioneers 7, Jackson State 3. You're watching Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Caleb Pika comes out of the Summit Concrete bullpen. 6'6", 170-pound freshman left-hander from Nashville Overton High School. Son of John and April Pica and brother to Jordan and Reagan. Grandson of Papa and Grandma in Illinois, along with Papa and Grandma in Illinois as well. Both sets of grandparents in Illinois. Caleb Pica on in relief of Cade McKee. Pica pitching in his 9th game of the year, 8th in relief, has a 1-0 record, 14 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 10 walks, 22 strikeouts, 1.84 ERA. And first pitch he delivers to Michael Bell, the 3-hole hitter. Fouled off to the right side. Cade McKee goes 4 innings, gives up 7 hits, 3 runs that were earned, walked 1, struck out 5. Does give up 1 long ball. That was on the first batter that he faced. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Caleb Pica getting the ball and going. The 0-2 fouled off and out of play. Michael Bell 1 for 2. He doubled and drove in a run in the 3rd. Three extra base hits for Jackson State, a home run and 2 doubles. Popped up MGM Industries, foul ball off to the right side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Thanks to Joe Gaskins and his son-in-law Patrick Stewart. Great to work with on getting these new custom windows here in the newly remodeled press box. There's a breaking pitch. Dropped the hammer right there on that outside corner, and Bell had nothing to do with that pitch. He is caught looking for out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
Now batting, Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin, the left-handed hitting first baseman, steps in. He was kind of hoping that head coach Jim McGuire might go lefty-righty, lefty-righty, but Coach McGuire goes lefty-lefty. Cade McKee, now Caleb Pica, 8 left-handed pitchers on the Vol State pitching staff. Cade McKee and Parker White are 2 of the 3. They have been the weekend starters. Swing and a miss. Godwin trying to ambush a 2-0 pitch. He's 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 3rd. That's a nice pitch on the outside corner. Pica comes back to get ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Working quickly. Does not get around the plate there, and we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. John Tomlinson, Nathan Rhodes, Danton Reinhardt, Braxton Alexander, Caleb Pica, and Devin Thrain, the other 6. And there's a swing and a foul tip that Braden Vineyard could not hang on to. Now 3 for 6 on today's ball game on full count first pitch foul balls. Pica striking out batters at a 13.5 clip per 9 innings, and there is strikeout number 2. I'm not sure where Godwin thought he was going. That looked like a beautiful pitch. And that's the 2nd strikeout looking for Pica, and it's the 2nd time that Godwin has gone down staring. Jared Gurdon, strikeout victim twice to Cade McKee. We got a new batter. Number 13, Robert Matano. M-A-T-A-N-O. Robert Matano is the pinch hitter. The Jersey Mike's first sub of the game for either team. He goes up there hacking.
Number 13, Robert Matano.
So he is hitting for Jared Gurdon, the right fielder. Big hammer on that breaking pitch. Pica pounding the zone. almost just barely got a piece of that one. And again, that one wouldn't stick in Braden Vineyard's glove. He put a little glue in there. Matano from Murfree. It says he's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but said he went to Science Hill High School, and they're not close. Swing and a miss. Caleb Pika strikes out the side. A great inning for the young freshman. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Pioneers looking to get a few more runs to break this one open. You're listening to the Ball State Sports Network.
Number 37.
Robert Matano has moved out to right field for Jared Gurdon. And there's a new third baseman in the ball game, Skylar Trousdale. Looks like he's replaced Jake Hearn over at third base. Jason Ham still out on the mound for Jackson State, which I would have never thought that was going to happen after the first inning. He gave up 5 hits. Braden Vineyard leads off bottom of the 5th. Thank you to those who have emailed the show at treesports@gmail.com. I'll get that off your vision. Here we'll talk about baseball. 2 balls, no strike. Nice fastball that rode back in on the hands of Braden Vineyard. Gets him on a swing and a miss. Vineyard 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch. Same pitch, just a little bit farther in and a little bit lower. Pioneers batted around, sent 10 batters to the plate in the first. Outside corner, no. Romagno actually looks back at the home plate umpire, and fans in attendance who are rooting for Jackson State not happy about that. We'll have a full count. Ministries, full count. Vineyard goes. They will apply the tag at the plate. He will go down on strikes. Third strikeout by Jason Ham. And Matt Hall steps to the plate. He doubled in 2 trips to the plate. Son of Mark and Tracy Hall. Swing and a miss. Ham's got that fastball that's diving back into the right-handed hitters. Not only is it coming in, but it's going down now. Assume a 2-seam fastball. That one was straightened out right over the plate. Matt Hall just must have froze on that pitch. That would look like a pretty good pitch to hit. 0-2. pops one up into shallow center field. Garrett Bird will come on and make a little hop just to make it interesting and make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Big Jay Charla steps to the plate. He had a bloop single down the third base line and drove in Matt Hall in the 3rd inning. From Murfreesboro Riverdale High School, first pitch he sees is way outside. He bunts and he will pop that up out to the pitcher. Easy play for Ham. That'll be 3 up, 3 down. Pioneers still lead 7-3 after 5 innings. Scheduled for 9 innings. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. We are moving to the top of the 6th inning. And the new third baseman, Skylar Trousdale, will step in. Came in the bottom of the inning. First pitch from Caleb Pica on the outside corner called strike. Skylar Trousdale. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, Summertown High School. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Trousdale. Swinging a foul ball off the screen. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trousdale playing in game number 15. See, he must have been, he's also a pitcher. That's what, maybe why he's in the lineup. It's 13 appearances on the mound. Full Count Ministries, full count. Caleb Pica gets his 4th strikeout in 4 batters. Racking up the Ks. And Jacob Bryant, the DH, steps in. Swinging from the right side, he has flown out to the left fielder and the center fielder. And he looks at a called strike from that left arm of 6'6", Caleb Pica, the tallest member of the Vol State roster. Bryant came in hitting 190. That pitch sails to the backstop. Right, with 15 hits in 79, now 81 official plate appearances, 7 doubles, 11 RBIs. Swing and a miss on the 2-1. On deck, catcher Michael Romagno. Jackson State took an early lead on a home run by Garrett Bird in the first inning. We'll have our second Full Count Ministries full count of the inning. Jackson State scored 2 more in the third to get back within 2 runs, but Pioneers have gotten those 2 back, and there is another backwards K in the books. Again, those pitches are way too close to be taken. I'm really surprised that we're not even getting swings on some of these full count or 2-strike pitches. Caden McKee struck out 5 in his 4 innings, and Caleb Pica has now struck out the first 5 batters that he's faced. And ahead in the count now, 0-1 to Romagno. He is 1 for 2. Hit a single down the right field line in the 4th. Fastball misses high. One, nobody on. There's a breaker in there for a called strike. I just didn't remember Pica having that big breaking pitch from this past fall, but that ball is getting in there. There's another one right there, and that is strike 3 called. 6 up, 6 down via the K, Caleb Pica. And that is 4 that we're looking. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. Pioneers lead 7-3. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. It's been the Caleb Pica show the last 2 innings for Vol State. Came in relief of Cade McKee in the 5th inning and struck out all 3 batters he faced in the 5th and all 3 batters he faced in the 6th. Jason Ham back out on the mound for Jackson State, and he will face 1, 2, and 3 in the Vol State lineup. Corbin Overbay, Jake Burris, and Landon Godsey. Overbay been on base 2 out of the 3 times he's come to the plate. Singled and scored in the 1st, struck out looking. Also in the 1st inning, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Swings and misses it. Maybe a cutter or something that came up there that dove away. Fastball on that outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the freshman from Sevier County, Sevierville, Tennessee, the home of Dolly Parton. He will look at a Full Count Ministries full count. Overbay in there as Ethan Huddleston is out with injury today. Ground ball to the left of new third baseman Skylar Trousdale, who airmails one over Chris Godwin's head. That hits off of the brick wall down there, and that'll be a 2-base error by Skylar Trousdale. So the leadoff batter is on base. That'll be our first error of the ball game, E5. Michael Winders, the head coach, out of the Green Jays dugout for the 3rd time, and we will finally have a semi-concrete call to the bullpen for Jackson State. We'll take a quick break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Semi-concrete call to the bullpen for the Green Jays. Mark Mabry, freshman, 6 foot, 215 pounds from Millington, Tennessee, Bartlett High School, on in relief of Jason Ham, who goes 5+ innings, gives up 9 hits, and so far 7 runs. And the runner on at second base is his responsibility, but would not be an earned run. Mark Mabry on for his 7th appearance, 6 in relief, has no record, 10 innings, given up 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 were earned, walked 3, struck out 7, a 6.30 ERA. He will face Jake Burrows, who gets a ground ball into left field. Coach Jim McGuire, third base coach, will point to the bag and tell Corbin Overbay to stay right there. So a line to line, runners at the corners for the Pioneers. Jake Burris now 3 for 4. And that brings up Landon Gotze, who's 2 for 4 with a single and a solo home run. That is the 10th hit of the ball game for Vol State. Mark Mabry greeted rudely. Drive out to center field. Back goes Bird. And he is at the wall. It's off the wall. The batter's eye. 1 run will score. Burris is being waved home. The second baseman has the throw home, and Burris will score standing. I think Coach Jim McGuire thought that ball was going to get away from Galvin Sims Jr. at second base, but it did not. But Gotze delivers again with 2 more on the home run. He's a triple away from a cycle. Jace Mizell steps to the plate.
Now batting, number 34, Jace.
One run was unearned, but that will close the book on Jason Ham. Mizell fouls that one off of his lower body. Jason Ham ends up giving up 8 runs, 7 were earned. And Mabry is giving up a single and a double. Jace Mizell 1 for 3. He hit his 13th home run of the year, according to the TCCAA website. Daniel Ortiz had also hit his 13th, I believe, today. Their stats get in pretty much right away. There's a breaking pitch on the outside corner. Let's get the strikes up there. No balls, 2 strikes on Jace Mizell. That sun coming into the press box, hitting the right side of the box. Logan Kimberlin needs his shades on. That will hit Jace Mizell. That's the one, if you're going to get hit, that's the one you want to get hit by. That slow breaking pitch, let it catch you. Not sure if that got him in the low back or if it got him in the gluteus maximus. 4th hit batter by Green Jays pitching. And that is Jace Mizell's 2nd bruise of the year. Carter Vrabel stepping in. He already has a home run in 3 plate appearances. Looking for a pitch to drive with the wind blowing out to center field. He will tap one. High chopper to third base. Skylar Trousdale this time throws one in the dirt down to third base. That'll get by Godwin, and Godsey will score. Vrabel will move down to second base. And Jace Mizell to third. A 10th run comes in. Another error on Skylar Trousdale. No RBI on the play. Tanner Bumbelow steps in. Still nobody out. He fouls one at the plate. Bumbelow 0 for 3. Now's a good time to get a 1 for 4 going. So 2 errors in the inning, both by new third baseman Skylar Trousdale, who came in for Jake Hearn. Fouled off this screen. Bumbelow hit a hard shot to first base, flew out to center and struck out in the 4th. Now batting for the 4th time in the 6th inning. Just missed down low on that 0-2 pitch. There he does. He's got his snow skiing goggles on. What are those? Those are the newest style of Oakleys, aren't they? I mean, you just can't hide money, can you, Logan? They're not. High and outside. You stole them, or have you borrowed those sunglasses from? Those a Holsworth special right there. Pretty sure he's going to give them back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. 3 runs already in. There's a hot shot into right field. That'll score at least 1. Jared Gurdon ups throwing, and Carter Vrabel will score easily. 2-run single by Tanner Bumbelow. He is now 1 for 4. Pioneers have pushed 5 across on 3 hits. 2 big errors by Jackson State. That pitch low and away to Braden Vineyard, who's now looking for his first hit. Braden Vineyard, the only batter in the lineup without a safety. Here's a ground ball to third. Trousdale gloves, throws to second. They get the lead runner, but cannot get Vineyard at first base. There's the first out on the fielder's choice. Vineyard now 0 for 3.
Now batting, number 2.
Trousdale pretty happy he didn't have to throw that ball to first base. It's tough when you're struggling in the field like that and the ball seems to find you. 12-3, Pioneers lead. Matt Hall steps in. He swings a foul, tips one into the catcher's glove. Hall is 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the third. 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Second 5-run inning so far. Matt Hall, if he had wore one size larger jersey, he would have been on base with a hit by a pitch. Pioneer shortstop. Now 2 balls and 1 strike on deck. Big J Sharla. Breaking pitch, missed down, I guess. Definitely over the plate, but just not above the knees. 3 balls and a strike to the sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky, and he'll take a walk. Puts runners now at first and second, and Jay Sharla, be the 9th batter, comes to the plate. So Mabry, who came on in relief of Jason Ham,
Number 35, Jay Sharla.
Big Jay Sharla steps in, see if he swings at the first pitch. He will, and pops one that will get out of play. An aggressive hitter likes to swing at that first pitch. Sharla came in hitting .294. He is 1 for 2. Last plate appearance, tried to drag a bunt, ended up popping it up back to the pitcher. Was hit by a pitch in the first. Has 16 hits now and 10 RBIs. As a pitch just outside. Sophomore from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, has 2 doubles. Has not hit a long ball yet this year. Somehow or another, is it Sharla time right here? Hit one last year. It's a hard shot to shortstop. Nomar Pierto throws to second on the play. Braden Vineyard will score, and Big J Sharla will move down to second base on the errant throw by Chris Godwin. And that will be the ball game. That's a 10-run ball game. Mercy rule here after 6 innings in the 9-inning game. I was thinking it had to go 7, but it's apparently 10 after 6. So Pioneers will take game 1, 13-3. Let's get that 13th run up there and get that out. Go ahead and throw one up there, but after 5 and a third inning, we'll have a final score. After 6 innings, 13-3. We'll take a quick break. I'll see if I can get my scorebook in order. And we'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Vol State, where the Pioneers have just defeated the Jackson State Green Jays. Had 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to win this one 13-3. A 10-run mercy rule here in game 1 of the 3-game set. Pioneers will move to 25-17 on the season and 9-10 in conference play. Jackson State moves to 5-28 overall and 2-16 in conference play. Today, the Walter State Senators are playing Cleveland State. Chattanooga State playing Southwest Tennessee. Dyersburg State playing Roane State in action. See if there's any scores up there. I'm not sure, but maybe I think the winning pitcher is going to end up being Cade McKee, but I don't know that for sure. Caleb Pica sure did come in and shut the door on Green Jays pitchers or batters. 6 batters he faces. That's an easy pitching line right there. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts for Caleb Pica. The Pioneers struck out 11 batters out of the 26 batters that came to the plate. Pioneers had 3 home runs in the ball game. A home run by Jace Mizell, his 13th of the year, a 3-run homer in the first. Landon Godsey, or followed right up with, after Mizell's was a back-to-back home run by Carter Vrabel. He hit his 8th of the year, and then Landon Godsey also a solo shot to lead off the 4th inning. 2 big errors in the 6th inning helped the cause for Vol State as they scored 6 runs. Don't know how many of those are earned. There's a couple earned runs in there, but there were 3 hits, 2 big errors, and when you walk it off like that, you don't indicate any left on base. Pioneers with 13 runs on 12 hits. They did not have an error on their side of the ledger. Jackson State 3 runs on 7 hits, and they had 2 errors and left 5 runners on base. As I said, I believe Cade McKee will get the win. The loss will go to Jason Ham. He'll fall to 1-5. But I'm not sure if typically you have to go at least 5 innings to get a win. So that'll be up to Coach Jim McGuire and Braden Kale and John Ripel, the coaches, to determine who actually gets that win. It could be Cade McKee, which would put him at 3-3, or it would be Caleb Pica, who did pitch the 5th inning. He would move to 2-0. But I'm going to put Cade McKee in my book at 3-3. So the Pioneers win game 1 of the series against Jackson State. And our right rug flooring player of the game need to be Landon Godsey, who had 3 hits in 4 plate appearances. If he had got up another time, he had a shot at a cycle. But the sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, is our right rug flooring player of the game. Single and scored a run in the first. Homered his 5th long ball of the year in the 4th inning. Did I say singled in the first? Homered in the 4th and double drove in 2 runs in the 6-run 6th inning to lead the Pioneers to a mercy rule win 13-3 over the Green Jays of Jackson State. Thanks to Delynn Charla for our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. She has sent in Proverbs 27:17, which says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another, which is a great verse for discipleship and accountability, and which goes right along with a verse that our Acts 242, Full Count Ministries 242 group that we met today went with 2 Timothy 2:2 that says, and the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, you go out and you tell them to other people who are qualified to teach others. So it's handed on down the line, and that's what I try to do here with the Vol State players, so that when they go off to their schools, their four-year schools, that maybe they'll lead discipleship groups and lead other people as well. So DeLynn Charla, thank you for sending in our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Big win for the Pioneers here in Game 1. I told them you can't sweep unless you win Game 1, so you got to win Game 1. And Ethan here had the wise saying today as we started out, it's a good day, or maybe he said it's a great day. It's a great day to be a great day, or a great day for a great day. He had some Moeller High School wisdom from Cincinnati. It was, I mean, the man was just spouting it off. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening. Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. For all you Vol State alum, tomorrow is Alumni Day. Please come out and enjoy some food and fun, and hopefully a Pioneer doubleheader win and get a series sweep to get back in the top 6 hunt in the conference standings. Game time is set for noon, and you can check the Vol State Twitter page to make sure in case there's a time change due to weather. So for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying good night and God bless you. Thank you for watching Vol State Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network.